Hello, this is The American Kingpin by Nick Bilton, a story about Ross Ulbricht and the rise and fall of the Silk Road. In just 2 years, a Texas kid with a laptop turned $300,000 into $1.2 billion, all while evading the DEA, the IRS, and a team of federal agents hell-bent on taking him down. Ross didn't just want to create a website, he wanted to start a revolution. Quote from the book. Who is Ross Ulbricht? Ross Ulbricht was not your typical criminal mastermind. He was a 26-year-old physics graduate from Texas with libertarian ideals, and he was raised in a supportive family. Unlike drug lords or mob bosses, Ulbricht saw himself as a revolutionary, inspired by libertarian thinkers like Ludwig von Mises. He believed in a world free from government control. His creation of the Silk Road wasn't just about profit, it was an ideological experiment. He wanted to prove that people could trade freely, even if it meant operating outside the law, which is how he gained the name Dread Pirate Roberts. The Silk Road's rise. What was the Silk Road? The Silk Road wasn't just a website. It was a digital black market hidden on the dark web, accessible only through encrypted browsers like Tor. Launched in 2011, it functioned as like Amazon for drugs, where users could buy anything from LSD to fake IDs with Bitcoin. Ulbricht designed it with libertarian principles. No violence, no stolen goods, just victimless transactions. But what started as a niche platform exploded into $1.2 billion empire. At its peak, it had 100,000 users and facilitated over 1.5 million transactions. This shows how Ulbricht's utopian vision became a real-world phenomenon using the Silk Road, which was a nightmare for law enforcement. Oh, by the way, Bitcoin, it's anonymous. This is a graph from of Bitcoin's rise in popularity. As you can see, in 2010 when it started at not just 9 cents, but uh, later on, like in 2013, it grew to $123 per Bitcoin. So it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, probably because you can be anonymous with it. The game of cat and mouse. Ulbricht thought he was untouchable. He used aliases, encrypted chats, and even hired hitmen, though these were later revealed to be scams. But his obsession with control became his weakness. He used an old email alias, Altoid, tied to his real identity, and the IRS agent Gary Alford traced Bitcoin transactions to a cafe in San Francisco. Meanwhile, Ulbricht's online posts were about libertarianism and programming raised red flags. This slide reveals the tension between the arrogance and the FBI's digital detective work. A modern day battle of wits where one slip up can mean everything. This is his mugshot, by the way. Themes and structure. Nick Bilton was a novelist, weaving together FBI reports, chat logs, and Ulbricht's journal entries to create a gripping cinematic story. The book's structure mirrors a thriller. Each chapter tightens the noose around Ulbricht. Themes of power and corruption are in the book. Ulbricht starts as an idealist, but becomes paranoid, even ordering hits. Bilton also highlights the technology's double edge. Bitcoin and Tor enabled freedom, but also doom. Without giving away the ending, Ulbricht's story forces us to ask, was he a criminal or a misguided genius? His arrest sparked debates about privacy, the war on drugs, and whether the punishment fits the crime. Meanwhile, the Silk Road's legacy lives on. Copycat sites emerged instantly, providing his idea was bigger than one man. And it shows that the complexities of Bilton leaves with us. Can you separate ideology from the crime? And what does Ulbricht's story say about our digital future? Also, he was, if you recognized his photo, it's because he was recently pardoned by Trump. So that's his that wasn't in the book, but yeah, it's new. So uh, my personal connection to the book. Some books and movies and shows that reminded me of this were Breaking Bad, Dexter, and The Social Network. Breaking Bad because it's about a drug empire gone wrong. Dexter because it's about uh, somebody hiding their real identity from their public world. And The Social Network because it's about tech.